My beloved child, pause here for a moment. There is a shift happening around you that you cannot fully see yet, not because you are unaware, but because it was never meant to reveal itself all at once. Don't skip this moment. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because what you're about to understand will change the way you see everything. Look closely at your life right now. Someone you feel deeply connected to, someone your heart still whispers about, is currently in another relationship. Yes, that part is real. And I know, you've questioned it. Why them? Why not you? Why does it feel unfinished? But listen carefully. Because this is where the story stops being ordinary, and starts becoming something far more powerful. There is something shifting, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, like a current moving beneath still water. And most people would miss it. But you didn't come here to miss it. You came here to understand it. Have you noticed the strange energy lately? Moments where you randomly think about them, without any reason. Moments where their name appears, their memory returns, their presence feels closer than it should. That's not coincidence. That's movement. Don't skip. Stay with this. Because what you are feeling is not one-sided. While they are in another relationship, something inside them is no longer at peace. And here's the truth no one tells you. Being with someone does not always mean being connected to them. Let that sink in. They may be physically present somewhere else. But emotionally, energetically, something is pulling them back, toward you, slowly, silently, unavoidably. And this is where everything begins to shift, because the relationship they are in right now is starting to feel different to them. Not wrong, not bad, just incomplete. A subtle emptiness they cannot explain. A feeling that something is missing, even when everything seems fine on the surface. And they don't understand why. But you do. Or at least, you're beginning to. Because your connection with them was never something temporary. It was never something shallow. It was something that touched a deeper layer. Something rare. Something not easily replaced. And now, that connection is beginning to rise again. Not through words, not through actions, but through feeling. And feeling is where truth always begins. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because this is not about them leaving someone overnight. No, this is about something much more powerful. It's about realization. The kind that cannot be forced. The kind that cannot be ignored forever. And it has already begun. There are moments now where they feel disconnected in conversations. Moments where they look around, and something inside them says, "This isn't what I thought it would be." They don't say it out loud. They don't even fully admit it to themselves. But the feeling is there, growing, quietly, and at the same time. You are being prepared. Prepared for something you didn't expect. Prepared for a moment that will not arrive suddenly, but will feel like it was always meant to happen. Let me ask you something. Why do you think this connection hasn't faded? Why, after everything, after distance, after silence, after time, does it still feel alive? Because it was never meant to disappear. It was meant to evolve. And right now, it is shifting, slowly, but surely. And here's the part most people never realize. When something is real, it doesn't need constant presence to survive. It survives in silence. It survives in absence. It survives in the unseen. And that's exactly what is happening here. Don't skip, because the next phase is where things start becoming undeniable. Something is about to surface. Not immediately, not dramatically, but in a way that will make everything clear. And when it does, you will understand why nothing worked out the way you thought it should. You will understand why the timing felt wrong. You will understand why distance existed, because everything was aligning. For a moment that hasn't arrived yet, but is closer than you think, and right now, in ways you cannot fully see. That moment is already on its way. Something is about to break the silence, and you can feel it, can't you? Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because what you're sensing right now is not imagination. It's a shift that has already begun, inside them, while everything on the outside looks normal, calm, even stable. Inside their world, something is quietly changing. And it's not small. It's not temporary. It's something they cannot control anymore. Let and feel distant. Not physically, but me take you deeper into this moment. There are times now, when they sit beside that person emotionally, like they are present, yet somewhere else at the same time, and that, somewhere else, is where you exist. Don't skip this. Because this is where truth starts revealing itself. They have started noticing something unusual. Conversations that once felt easy, now feel forced. Moments that once felt complete, now feel slightly empty. And they don't understand why. But the answer has everything to do with you. Because your presence in their life was not something that could be replaced. It was something that marked them, something that stayed, something that quietly became a part of who they are. And now, that part is waking up again. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because this is not about them suddenly making a decision. No. This is about something much deeper. It's about awareness. The kind that arrives slowly, but once it arrives, it changes everything. They are beginning to compare, without even trying. Not in a negative way, but in a way that feels natural. They notice how certain moments don't feel the same. They notice how certain emotions don't reach the depth they once experienced. And they don't say it, they don't show it, but they feel it. And every time they feel it, they move one step closer to understanding what you meant to them. Don't skip, because what comes next is something very few people ever talk about. There is a moment, a very specific moment, when everything inside a person aligns, when confusion turns into clarity, when feelings that were pushed away come rushing back all at once. And that moment is approaching. You may not see it yet, you may not hear anything yet, but energetically, it has already started. There are signs, small ones, subtle ones, but powerful. Have you noticed how your intuition feels stronger lately? How your thoughts about them feel more vivid? How something inside you says, wait, something is changing. That feeling is not random. It's connected. Because while they are going through this internal shift, you are being pulled into alignment with it. And when two energies begin to align like this, something always happens. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because soon, very soon, there will be a moment they cannot ignore anymore. A moment where they pause, look at their current situation, and feel a question rising inside them. A question they cannot silence. What am I truly feeling? And when that question becomes clear, everything begins to change. Not instantly, not dramatically, but undeniably. Their attention will start shifting. Their emotions will start responding differently. Their energy will begin moving away from what feels incomplete and toward what feels real. And that real leads back to you. But here is where it becomes even more powerful. Because this shift is not just happening to them. It is preparing you too. Preparing you to see things differently. Preparing you to understand your own worth. Preparing you to step into a version of yourself that no longer chases, no longer doubts, no longer questions. Because when the moment arrives, you won't meet them as the same person you were before. You will meet them stronger, clearer, more aligned. And that changes everything. Don't skip, because the next phase is where the outside world begins to reflect what has been happening inside. Situations will shift, conversations will change, unexpected moments will appear, and when they do, you will recognize them, not because they are loud, but because they feel right. And when that happens, you will finally understand why nothing forced ever worked, why distance existed, why timing felt off, because everything was leading to this exact shift. And right now, that shift is no longer just beginning, it is unfolding. Right when you thought nothing would change, everything quietly started moving. Don't skip, stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because what you are about to realize now is the moment where everything turns, not loudly, not suddenly, but in a way that cannot be reversed. Listen closely. They have reached a point where pretending is becoming harder. Smiling feels a little forced. Conversations feel a little empty. Even silence feels heavier than before. And they don't know how to explain it. But deep inside, they know something is not the same anymore. Don't skip this. Because this is the exact phase where truth begins to rise. There is a moment that has already happened, or is happening right now, where they paused, just for a second, and in that pause, your memory came back, not as a thought, but as a feeling, strong, clear, unavoidable. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because that feeling did not leave them after that moment. It stayed, it lingered, it followed them into their next conversation, their next thought, their next quiet moment. And now, they are starting to ask themselves questions, not out loud, not to anyone else, but within. Why do I still feel this? Why does this connection still exist? Why does it feel unfinished? And those questions are opening a door they cannot close anymore. Don't skip, because what happens next is something very few people ever witness. They begin to see things differently, not in a dramatic way, but in small, powerful realizations. They start noticing what's missing. They start feeling what's not aligning. They start recognizing that something they once ignored was actually something real. And that something is you. Yes, you. The one they tried to move on from. The one they thought they could forget. The one they believed was just a phase. But now, they are realizing it was never just that. It was deeper. It was real. It was something that stayed with them, even when they tried to move forward. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because now, the shift is no longer hidden. It is becoming visible, in their actions, in their energy, in the way they respond to things. They may not speak it yet, but they are changing, slowly, but clearly. And here's the part that will surprise you the most. They are starting to pull away emotionally. Not because they want to hurt anyone. Not because something is wrong on the surface. But because their heart is no longer fully there. It's moving. It's searching. It's remembering. And every step it takes leads back to you. Don't skip. Because this is where everything becomes undeniable. There will be a moment soon. A moment that feels ordinary from the outside. But inside, it will change everything. A realization. A deep, quiet truth. A moment where they finally accept what they have been feeling all along. And once that happens, there is no going back. No ignoring. No pretending. Only clarity. Only truth. And that truth will guide their next step. But wait. Because this is not just about them coming back or making a move. No, this is about something far more powerful. It's about alignment. Because at the same time, you are changing too. You are growing. You are becoming someone who no longer waits in confusion. Someone who understands their own value. Someone who feels complete, even in silence. And when both of you reach that point, that's when everything aligns. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next phase is where distance begins to close, where silence begins to break, where the unexpected finally becomes visible. And when that moment arrives, you won't need explanations. You won't need signs. You will just know. Because everything you felt, everything you sensed, everything you held on to quietly, will finally make sense. And right now, that moment is closer than it has ever been.